Speedramp. You have probably watched a tons of tutorials on YouTube how to make the perfect speed ramp in Davinci Resolve, right? But what if I tell you they are missing something crucial? Today I'm going to break down how to get these cinematic and smooth speed ramps, and trust me, this is not what you have seen before. If you scroll in Instagram, there is a chance you have seen some of these crazy speed ramp videos there, but when you try to reproduce it in Davinci Resolve, you can see that something is off. Your speed ramp somehow not that cinematic and smooth, because Davinci limits you and you can't control the ramp exactly how you want it. And that's because you don't use the right tool for the right job. So here's my timeline. We have the footage. It's just 5 clips. So I selected the best parts of the clips. If I want to make a speed ramp, I have a few options now. If I press Command Shift plus R, you can see there is a real-time speed. I think this is the usual way how usually people start with speed ramping, but I show you what's the problem here. I want my clips quick at the beginning and slowly slow down. But here I only can do in this way that my clips are like this, and I make an easing and adjusting time. This is my problem. Usually you can't control the curve exactly that you want because Davinci limits you with that silly thing, and I really hate this because it's okay if you want just a quick speed ramp, just try to figure out that is it fits there or not, but if you have an idea, you're really limited. You can see there is no way to control the curve here. You can only control the easing. And most of the time Instagram Reels were made in CapCut or After Effects because you can adjust this curve there. Just fun fact, this is the first time I tried the mic here. So this is here in my cap, and I really appreciate this because I hate that mess. Every time when I start to make a YouTube video, there are a lot of stands with microphone, camera tripod and light stand and everything. This solves almost all of my problems. But go back to the speed ramp. You only need to follow my 5 simple steps. Please don't skip any of these steps because those are really important. First one, how to record. This part is crucial because if your footage is bad, then your results will be bad also. My first recommendation that shoot with the high shutter speed to avoid the motion blur, and shoot with a wide angle lens because it's much easier to stabilize after and you can see more after the stabilization. If you have, you can use a gimbal, but it's not necessary. The results will be a little bit better in my experience. The key is that make simple moves. Don't overthink it, just straight moves like straight forward and straight backwards, like a half circle. Make it simple. Another important part is that pick a point with your camera, and when you walk, for example, in a straight line, you have to follow the point and it needs to be in your center. Okay. And the second is how to stabilize the footage. There are a lot of stabilization methods in Davinci Resolve, but I want to show 2 of my favorite which works the best for me. Open Fusion page, but don't worry, it's not difficult. Okay, so go with your playhead above your clip. If you open it here or open it here now, you can see this. Click here because we only want to see that part. So here in Fusion you have a media input here in the left and the media output, and between the two we make the stabilization. Push the Shift plus space and type tracker, and you can see it's implemented between the media in and media out, and if you click here you can see the adjustments in the right. So we have an Intelli track and we want to put it to a point which is visible and easy to follow. It could be the nose or the eye. Usually it should be in the center of your frame. After we selected the point, click here, it's the tracking forward and backward, and you can see the magic happens here, where the IntelliTrack tries to tracking our footage, and you can see it's sticky. When we finish with this, just click to operation and pick the operation to match move and set the merge to background only. Something strange happens in the corners is because of the stabilization, but we need to correct this. If we press Shift plus space again and we type transform, then you can see another node created. You have to click to the transform node and you can drag the size adjustment slider. Drag it until we only see the footage, and this kind of bar should disappear. So we have the clip which is stabilized, but we need one thing, that if you press Command and G, you can see the middle point. So you can see here it's not in the middle, but we want it to be in the middle. So we use keyframes to make it better. At the beginning we use this kind of keyframe, but we have to zoom a little bit in because the bar here, and it's round in the middle. And if we move forward at the last part, we have to move back a little bit. So it worked, it's in the center all the time. Okay, go back to the edit page and check it. I think it's really smooth now. I have one tip for you. If the playback is not smooth, then go up here and click to playback. Use render cache user. Then your computer makes a render cache from it and it's buttery smooth now, you can see. The second stabilization method is a little bit different, but it's kind of same. I use the second method if the first one failed. I make a clone of this clip and go to Fusion page, delete this too. This is the original clip. Then press Shift plus space and type planner tracker and add. In the right, just set the tracker to hybrid point area, zoom in with command and scrolling. Just try to make a mask here, really nice. Set the motion type to translation. Just click this set. We only need to track to the end. After the tracking, set the operation mode to steady. And you can see really similar results than in the first one. Then we need to do the same thing. Type transform here, set the first frame to the middle, zoom a little bit, set the last frame around here. It's almost the same. And I have a little tip for you also. If you don't want to type the tracker and planner tracker and transform every time, you can attach it to this bar above, like this. Just drag and drop here. So after the tracking, just right click to the clip and make new Fusion clip. Click to the Fusion page and you can see our stabilization gone because we made a compound node. Go to the beginning of the clip, so if your playhead is around here or here, just click it and drag it to the beginning. Press Shift plus space and type time stretcher. Click enter. If you scroll through the clip, you can see it's not moving because we must set the first and the last frame. So the first frame is here in the 0 and the last frame is that one because it's the length of our clip. So pull the playhead to the end and in the source time we could set that number, that 85. You can see it worked. Your number here could change. If your clip length is different, then this number will be different also. So just type this number to here in the source time, right? After we done with this, click to spline in the top and check this box and you can see nothing. But if you click here, it zooms out and you can see the keyframes which we made here. It's the first one and the second one is here. It's working in a linear way, so like in real time. But if you want to speed up, click to this one, press Shift and drag it to the 20 and press this zoom button again. It's much faster now. Drag this one in the top, you can move the playhead, or with Command plus Option and click, you can click somewhere and the playhead jumps there. We would like to select these 2 points like this. If you press Command plus A, it's the same. Press S and you can see there is a curve now. This curve means it starts slowly and speed up to a normal speed and slow again. Let's play a little bit with the curves. Go to the beginning and we would like to start faster, so drag up here. If you don't see that, click to this point and you can see this one. Boom! We have 0 here and we have this one here. Press Shift and you can move. It starts really fast and slows down. But there are other curves too, the S curve. Here's my favorite, like this one. Do this one in the other side too. Vroom, vroom. You can go back in time here too. So if we add a new point here, let's move this point to the 10, right? Command A, S. Okay, and add a new point. This one is 10 frames from 0, then we need 10 frames from 10, which is 20. We need to hit the 0 here. Okay, we need the exact mirror effect. Command A and plus S, and it's working really nice. Here we can play with the adjustments. We would like to start faster. It's really nice. I really like this kind of curve effect. Then we have a last keyframe here. You can see all of the other keyframes are the same. So we need to cut the clip 1 frame after this. If we go back to the editor page, we know exactly where we need to cut. Press the cut and delete the rest. And we have the clip that we want. And do another effect, which is this one. Let's make with the other ones too. So with this pumpkin, go to the Fusion page. We need a tracker, close spline because it feels my screen. So we need a point, maybe the nose will be fine. Okay, and then click these arrows. If you finish with that, click to operation mode, match move and merge set to background only. You can see the bars in the left of the frame. Press Shift plus space and transform. We have this really nice stabilized effect. Then we should go again and make a new fusion clip. Go back to the edit page, make a cut, delete the rest. It looks already really nice in my opinion. Let's make it with another one, like this one. Boom, boom. It looks really nice if you watch this. You can see an interesting thing. The rotation of this clip is the opposite as the last one. So we could easily do that by clicking R, reverse speed, change. We revert the clip and it matched the rotation. I think it's perfect. And I think this is really, really awesome. Our clips are ready. We could move on to the next point, which is the effects. Alright, let's start with the music. The music is the most important part in this kind of video because you need a really sick beat if you want to make the video pop. So I head over to audio.com. It's an awesome audio stock site and it loaded with music for every mood. You can filter by vibe or genre, whatever you need. For this one I'm feeling a hip hop track, so I picked the hip hop from the genre. Usually this is my method, just scrolling and try to feel the vibe which fits to my video the best. When you find a song which is really similar that you want, then press this lightning icon and AI will find similar results than your picked song. And it's kind of addicting because you can go deeper and deeper until you find the right one. Okay, drag this audio file here and cut it. We put our song here. And the key is that make a timeline marker every time when we hear the beat. Let's prepare our fingers. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. And now our job is that adjust the beat with the clips, but it's not long enough. Go back to Fusion. Here we go. It's our second marker. We should extend this one. Pull there. We should adjust these curves, but we can click here because of this. It's not the easiest one. And if we check, bam, and yeah, do it again. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. And let's make an interesting one. If you drag this clip a little bit and open in Fusion, let's extend this. That's the power of the curves. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, and the last one. And the key is that reverse that. Speed, bam. Yeah, and that's all. We have our speed ramp, and don't forget the sound effects. Here you can find SFX, and if you type fast whoosh, press enter. There are a lot of really great sound effects and it makes your video so much better. Try this one. Ah, it's working. And a lot of times you can see flash and shakes effect, which makes these reels more interesting. I show you how can you do that. It's really easy. Click here to toolbox, make an adjustment clip, drag it here, make a copy for later. Click here, right click and change clip duration to 10. Bang. And if we open it in Fusion page, close spline, shift plus space and make a color corrector. Make a keyframe here with 0.6, okay, and go back to 0. You can see, and now you have this flash effect, like a bam. The other effect is the shake, which is also really easy. Right click to the adjustment clip and clip change duration to 13. Okay, open in Fusion page, shift plus space, then shake, camera shake, that one. Instead of canvas, then pick mirror because we want to fill the empty spaces, and then go to the first one, click to everything to make a keyframe and go to the end and just drag to 0 everything. That's it. So if we combine it, we have a really nice flash. Say hello.
Just do some crazy edits.
You can play with the shakes also. It's a basic shake. You can do it as you wish. And this is my last stage where I want to show you, which makes this video so much better, which is motion blur. It's also really easy to do that. Make an adjustment clip, cut it. We would like to open it in Fusion page and then Shift plus space and optical flow and press Shift plus space again. Vector motion blur, bam. And in the optical flow you can play with the smoothness, for example, and in the vector motion blur you can play with the scale slider also. But here is a tip: you should disable this during the editing part because it's so hardware heavy. You can't play it back in real time. The motion blur usually renders a lot. So if you make a render in place only just with the clips like render in place and Apple ProRes, yes, render. After it rendered out, then the motion blur will be so much faster, believe me. And usually I go separately, make some easing like this. Then with Command E, you can make a compound clip and render in place also. It's so much faster, believe me. You can see the screamy motion blur. And that's all. You can make awesome reels now. I hope you enjoyed and see you guys in the next one. Peace.